This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, Friday night check-in, making radio great again on 27.375 megahertz on the 11-meter band, lower sideband. You don't have to be a member to check in, and we appreciate anyone check-in that's out there across the country. We welcome all members, and like we said, we don't, and all guests and visitors. And you could also join our group by going to Facebook at American Radio of Northwest Indiana on Facebook. And we are presently live streaming right now on YouTube at American Radio of Northwest Indiana. Right before we start our check-in, I just want to put some prayers out for the son of 150, Bob. He had a surgery tonight around 5 o'clock, and our prayers go with him and the family that everything is successful. With that said, we're getting ready to start our check-in. As I said before, you do not have to be a member to check in. So with that, let's start the check-ins. Anyone who wants to check in, please do so now. Okay, American Radio 300, you are number one tonight. Thanks for checking in, Keith.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Have a good night. American Radio number 61.
American Radio number 61, thank you for checking in. You're number two.
American Radio 9311, checking in.
Okay, American Radio 9311, thank you for checking in. You're number three. And also, I'm going to say, all you have to do is say your name and your state. If you're out of town, we don't need your first personal because there's too much traffic to try to get that, and then it cuts down on the check-ins. So with that said, let's go check in. You have to be a member to check in. Please do so now.
Radio
Okay, American Radio 45, you're number 4. Thank you for checking in.
Hey, have a great evening out there. 245.
Okay, 245 Clay, thank you for checking in. You're number 5.
American Radio 305, checking in. Is it what?
American Radio 305, thank you for checking in. You're number 6.
426, Lake Station.
426 Lake Station, thank you for checking in. You're number 7. And 1101, thank you for checking in. We gotcha. You're number 8.
American Radio 771.
American Radio 771, Bob, thank you for checking in. You're number 9.
541, Arizona. Waving ahead to you there. How do you do in 217? Sounds good enough for now, over. Tucson, yeah, 1031 now, Canada.
This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, Friday night check-in. You do not have to be a member to check in. We do this every Friday night from 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You do not have to be a member to check in. We stream live on YouTube, and you can join us and become a member by going to Facebook of American Radio of Northwest Indiana. With that, let's continue our check-in. Anyone that wants to check in, please check in now. You do not have to be a member.
Roger, Roger. Viewers up, please. Central Michigan, I got you there. What's up? 409, Randy and Portage checking in with Buddy.
409 and Buddy. Thank you, Buddy, for checking in too with 409. You are number 10. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, Friday night check-in from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You do not have to be a member to check in. If you'd like to check in, please do so now.
150 checking in.
Okay, 150. Thank you for checking in. You're number 11.
27 can't check in. She's at the hospital.
I'm going to check her in anyway by proxy. Thanks for checking in, Bob.
Thank you for the shout out.
No problem. We got you in our prayers. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, Friday night check-in. You do not have to be a member to check in. If you'd like to check in, please do so now. I think there was somebody out there that would want to check in. Could you come back, sir? Talk a little bit. I'm on the Celtronics. If I rag you too long, it drifts here.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, thanks. I might have bumped it too.
Yeah, you're perfect now.
That's old school radio, man. Makes you work.
Working good. Okay, so give me a call sign one more time. I'm definitely going to subscribe. How about it? 333 right around Coolidge. Let's go.
333, were you checking in with American Radio?
Romeo Golf 387 checking in.
Romeo Golf 387 checking in. And what was your state, sir? That 387. Now, could you come back with your state if you still have a copy?
Romeo Golf 387 checking in. Operator Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, Sedona, Arizona.
Okay, Arizona. Thank you, Arizona. You're number 13.
We're off the key, clear.
You're welcome, sir, and join us anytime. Okay, this is American Radio of Northwest Indiana. If there's any other group members that need to check in, please do so now, or non-members, please check in now.
American Radio 160, checking in with you. Golf 387.
American Radio 160 checking in. You're number 14. Thanks for checking in.
Check, my friend. Take care. 73. American Radio 13, Wally Hobart, checking in.
Okay, American Radio 13, Wally in Hobart. Thank you for checking in. You're number 15. Okay, Operator Ed 34, you're number 16, and you can take the reins and help me out. No, you had 12 was 27, and then 13 was 387. Correct. Yeah, I got a guy off frequency behind you, and I'm on your Siltronics 1011C, so you'll know how it works by watching the video. Go ahead, Potato Peeler. It's all yours. We'll be copying down. We got you, 541 Arizona. Thank you for checking in. You are number 17. You too, sir. Oh, you're good to go. Next one's 18.
Sure, we'll do it again over the weekend. Take care, my friend. Thank you. Okay. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34, a.k.a. the Potato Peeler. It's October 25th, 2024. I'm conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group. There's 7 o'clock check-in. You don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody like to check in with us? Please check in now. Who's that Dodger fan out there? Would you like to check in with our group? Absolutely. Western Outlaw 642, Central Coast, California.
Are you going to acknowledge him, Ed, or he's number 18? 642, thanks for checking in. You're number 18. Ed, could you hear him?
Yeah, I was writing it down.
Oh, okay.
You guys would have to forgive me. My hands are a little messed up and my fingers, so I'm trying to do the best I can. I don't mean for the delay, you guys.
Well, you don't have to worry about it, Ed. That's why I'm sitting here helping you. I'll write them down and just, and we'll go. But we don't have to ask until this skip goes away, down the road. We don't have to do their, just get their state. We don't have to do the first name.
Right. Okay, I was in the middle of writing down California, but all right, man. I get it, man. It sucks, man, being handicapped and old. I get too quick, I'll lose where we're at. All right, here we'll move on. Once again, this is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, 34. I'm conducting tonight's check-in with American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group. You don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in, please check in now.
You want me to get you big crayons to use? I'll be glad to buy them for you.
Well, that'd probably work. I mean, if it's available, yeah.
I'll get them for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Make sure they're bright, though. Bright colors. I like bright colors.
A package of 8 real big ones, real fat ones.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. All right, we'll do it again here. This is American Radio, Northwest Indiana, 34, Lake Station, Indiana. We are conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group. Well, you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in with us, please check in now.
Come on, do something to get out of the way.
Okay, we heard somebody out there. Come back to us again, sir.
Whiskey Bravo 7, I think he said in Hawaii. Okay, we're going to go with 585. He's been talking, so we'll put him down. He's number 19.
All right, we'll move right along. I ain't going to hold things up. I just want to say good evening to everybody, and thanks everybody for participating in tonight's check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group, where we do our check-ins every Friday night, right here on 37 Lower Side at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 8 o'clock. We also live stream on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, American Radio of Northwest Indiana. Come in here to check in, hear yourself, hear the others. It's amazing what technology does. We're also on Facebook, American Radio of Northwest Indiana. Come and check us out. If you'd like to become a member, answer 3 simple questions and agree to the rules, one of the 3 administrators will get you into the door. Fabulous bunch of guys with the group, and pretty cool website too. Our administrator that runs it, he's dynamite at running it, and he does a good job. All right, we're get back to the check-ins. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana. We're conducting tonight's check-in with American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in with us? You don't have to be a member, both local or long distance. Please check in now. Check in to 181, Alberta.
181, Alberta, Canada. Thank you for checking in. You're number 20. Thank you, sir.
That gentleman in Cedar Lake trying to check in. Could you come back with your numbers, please? Okay, well, we appreciate you checking in with us tonight, you guys, and we'll be looking forward to hearing you guys out here next week as well.
Thanks, USO. Did you say that was number 73? Is that USO?
I see you're number 20, and at Cedar Lake, gentlemen, you're number 21.
Hold on. Well, who'd you say was number 20, Ed?
181, right?
No, who did you say was number 20?
181.
Okay, he was from California.
No, he wasn't.
Well, I had a 181 California. And it was 371 of Cedar Lake. 271?
271.
201. You got a copy on 108.
I believe so.
Okay, can Ed, what was the Cedar Lakes guy's number?
I just told you, 271, I believe. Unless I'm wrong.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, am I wrong? Anybody out there, did they hear him as well? Or?
You're not wrong, I just didn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm getting stage fright. Okay, so where are we at? Number 22?
That's correct.
Alright, sorry for the confusion there. Alright, this is American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34. Otherwise known as the Potato Peeler here in Lake Station, Indiana. I'm conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in. Both local and long distance. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in, please check in now. Alright, I'm getting rid of the stage right now. I'm starting to get warmed up and it's getting quiet out here. We might even be able to do a reg shoot later on. Alright. Once again, this is American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34. I'm conducting tonight's check-in with American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in, please check in now. Could you make him out, Dave? That was 300 and Valpo. I can hear him.
Okay, I heard a Romeo Golf, but there's a 300 in Valpo checked in.
Roger.
Okay, thank you. You're number 22.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate the help, buddy. I heard him, but he got kind of squabbly there for a minute, and when he came back, he straightened right out. I want to say top of the evening, 300 out there in Valpo. Thanks for checking in with us tonight.
Yep, roger that.
Well, it's good hearing you out here, my friend. I tell you what, boy, you sound a lot better than what you did in the past, man. You definitely sound a lot better, brother.
Okay, Roger, yep. Thank you. I know you did something with your radio, but, well, we'll get with
All right. Once again, this is American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34, Lake Station, Indiana, October 25th, 2024. We are here on Channel 37, Lower Side, conducting tonight's check-in, 7 o'clock check-in. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in with us, the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, please check in now, both local or long distance. All right. checking in. Am I correct? Cal 30 out 6, that's 198, Cal 30 out 6, Palm Springs, Seaweed says squish. Hey, 534 Oregon State, were you checking in with the American Radio Group?
Yeah, we got him at 534 Oregon East 26.
Gotcha. Thanks, Dave. Go figures don't want to do the writing tonight for some reason. Okay, we'll move right along. I want to thank everybody for being out. There we go. I want to thank everybody for being out here tonight and joining us for our check-in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group. This is American Radio Northwest Indiana 34, Lake Station, Indiana, which I'm going to conduct tonight's check-in, 7 o'clock check-in, where you don't have to be a member to check in. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in, please check in now. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group? You don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Please check in now. All right, 7:29, and I believe we're on 29, right, Dave?
We're on 27.
Oh, 27. I gotta clean these glasses off. I'm just checking you. You're making sure you remembered where we're at. I ain't heard Tony yet. I wonder if he's oversleeping. All right, I'll get back to business here. This is American Radio Northwest Indiana 34, aka the Potato Peeler here in Lake Station, Indiana. I'm doing tonight's check-in October 25th, 2024, 7 o'clock. Check-in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in, please check in now. All right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to still do check-ins, but I think we should move on to Reg 2. Anybody out there that's participating in tonight's check-in, or you don't even have to participate in tonight's check-in. Anybody got a topic for tonight's Reg 2? He's already been checked in.
Yeah, he checked in at 26.
All right, your number 26, Oregon State, 534. We appreciate you checking in with us. I heard a gentleman out there, man. He was doing some pretty good radio etiquette out there, and that's what radio's about right there, is radio etiquette. I'm glad people still pay attention to that. All right, before I move on, I'm going to do call Indiana 34. I'm conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in with us? Please check in now. You guys get them 114 in the Mobile? At 114 in the Mobile, come back to us one more time. Where are you at, sir? Did anybody catch that?
7-5 West Coast. I don't know if he was checking in, but it sounded like he was.
Okay, I had 114 in the Mobile, but I didn't catch where he was at. Okay, I heard you come back southeast side of what? What state? Okay, 114 southeast of Chicago. Okay, we got you.
Okay, 114 Southeast Chicago, you're number 28. Thanks for checking in. And 75 West Coast, we got them at 27. Check it in.
Gotcha. Thanks, Dave.
Next check-in's 29.
There we go. That might help me out a little bit. I turned on another light. Oh, boy. Well, I thank you guys for being patient with me tonight and keeping those extra set of ears. That's what it's about, you know, helping one another live up to our slogan, making radio great again. All right, this is American Radio Northwest Indiana 34, a.k.a. the Potato Peeler, right here in Lake Station, Indiana. I'm conducting tonight's check-in, October 25th, 2024, the 7 o'clock check-in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in Radio Land like to check in with us? Please check in now. I didn't hear nothing. I'll ask it again. Anybody got a topic for tonight's leg shoe with the American Radio Northwest Indiana group?
Did you all see that thing I posted on the Facebook page with the prepper and survivalist frequencies?
I personally haven't. Can you share it? Did you copy? Can you share it with us? Okay, I might have to get out. All right, guys. Look, I was listening to the SGO check-in, you know, 2 check-ins ago, and they had a good topic. You know, it's kind of interested me. You know, I'll bring it up. You know, how do you know when your phone's always working right? You know, if you didn't have a meter on it to tell you, hey, it's putting out, you know, 14.4 or whatever, and you didn't have no meters at all. How would you check that to make sure that that was putting out right? Can I get anybody to comment on that?
Yeah, just bring it over to my place. I'll check it out.
There you go.
Yeah, you're not going to be putting out or receiving good either if it's low, and if it's high, it's that's no good either.
All right, hey, 300. I'll go down the line here. I'm not digging in.
on, a lot of us are using amateur radios on this frequency, and we can still use it. If you have a power supply that is not giving you enough power, let's say that you have a radio that's doing 100 watts and you only have a 12 amp power supply, and you're going to have to turn the power down on your radio to match the power supply because it's just not going to give you enough output to be able to run your radio at that wattage. But anytime that you see your lights dimming and people start saying that you're garbling, that's usually an indication of either an internal power supply on the radio or the power supply that you're hooked up to. And there's also on amateur radios, a lot of times they will just reset. You'll be in the middle of talking, the radio will shut off, and then it'll turn itself back on, and that just means that it's starving for power. So, there's several ways to know, and usually it's because your transmission is failing, and, it never really affects your receive, but your transmit definitely will be affected, and your audio going outbound will definitely garble or, not be sufficient, and you'll see your lights flashing and things going kind of weird on your radio, dimming, and that's the first sign of it. But I've seen a lot of power supplies go bad, and seen a lot of people who use underrated power supplies for the radio too, and either one of those will cause you an issue.
QSK.
Yeah, go ahead, QSK.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing, and I agree about exactly everything what he said. But if you have a cheap radio, it will affect your receive. If you're not getting the power, like if you're only putting out 9 volts or something. But the best way is to make sure you have the right size fuse in there. And a lot of people go, oh, I don't have a fuse. It takes a 4 amp in my power supply, so I'm going to put a 20 amp in, and then I don't have to worry about it. And that's when you're going to get all the fun stuff when everything goes haywire. But if you would put the right size fuse in there and something goes wrong, usually the fuse will pop first. But you want to put a quick action fuse in there.
That's why you use tinfoil.
Oh yeah, or a copper pipe.
Hey man, that's my trick. Well, that's good to see. The comments and some answers on that. I mean, it sounds logical. What's the damn guys that are talking about power supplies back in the day, they didn't have meters. They didn't have the little counters that will let you know what they're putting out, and they're sophisticated radios versus our cheap radios that we got nowadays, Of course, the truck stop radios, should I say, the cheaper ones. Of course, they're less cheap anymore, but anyways, they're talking about how most of the time they check them out by taking a car headlight. Remember the old headlights we could buy at Kmart and stuff, and they had the 3 prongs on it. They'll say the prong switch too most of the time in the packages, but they're talking about hooking them up to the power supply and how bright the light is, and would tell you, if the power supply was working in sufficient manner,
Rajo, what you could add, but if you're talking about back in the day, like even the radio I'm talking on now, or a lot of other early ones, they were big giant boat anchors, but they were both mobile and base, and they had choppers in there for the power supply, and that created your alternating current. It was a little chopper. They called them chopper as a vibrator, and that produced the DC for your circuitry, because radios can't run off AC, they got to run off a DC.
Well, I didn't get the whole conversation, because it was so loud, and the traffic and everything. But Don over there in Hammond, boy, I tell you what, he got some good stories and some good intel. Him and Paul were talking back and forth and really giving out some good pointers, on it. I mean, it turned out to be an interesting conversation, so I thought. But I just figured I'd bring it out there to the table tonight, and I'd like to listen to the different input you guys had to put into it.
No, that's good. That's a good topic. And Keith, said about everything you need to say about it. But number one is a few, and even in your radio, man, make sure you got the right fuse in there, and don't put in, tinfoil or or 15 or 20 amp fuses in there, because you could say goodbye to it in a hurry if you got anything that goes wrong. Just a quick QSK. We had a World Radio 91 before you started, and I think he said he was in Arizona, so I'm going to put him down as 29.
Thought it was Minnesota, but I could be wrong.
No, you're right. Thank you. Minnesota. Yeah, World Radio 91, Minnesota. He's 29.
Out there in Australia, but I'm not sure if he was checking in or not.
Keith, you want to try it from your end and see if you can pick up somebody over here for us? I heard multiple.
Oh, he's over here.
Here in this house.
You get that tall antenna there, you definitely hear a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I heard it in Australia, but I don't think he was talking to us. Okay, we got about 13 more minutes of this live check-in and rig 2. We'll try it again. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana 34. It's October 25th, 2024, and I'm conducting tonight's 7 o'clock check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local and long distance. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in, please check in now.
Yeah, I got something else I want to throw out there.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
I know a lot of you guys out there have the Bofang radios and use them for, just local communications when you're out fishing or hiking or whatever, hunting, GMRS, whatever. And you know that they can be a pain in the butt to program. Well, I picked up this little item. It's called a Avery Wireless Programmer, and it works by Bluetooth. And all you do is you plug it in the mic inputs on the side of the radio and set it up through your phone. And it makes programming that radio really easy. It even allows you to pull in the stations that are in your area. There's some really cool things that it does. So you might want to look into it. They're very cheap, and it's a real cool item to have. And I've done the programming on the computer. It's a little bit of a pain, and this allows you to just go right in and do a lot of things that it simplifies everything when you try to program your Bofang.
Columbia, 428 in Mobile. Yeah, I'm one of the ones that use those Bofangs from time to time. I go through my spurts with them, Keith. 428 on the hill in British Columbia, way back.
Yeah, these are really sweet. So I know there's a ton of people out there that are using them right now, both for just general use, GMRS, ham radio, whatever. And they're cheap radios to get into, and they work rather well for the money. But if you want some ease of programming instead of doing it the old-fashioned way, this is a really cool way to do it. It's all Bluetooth, and you do it right through your phone.
34, we had a 465 Canada check in, and so you might want to listen for. So there was a couple others, but I couldn't copy.
Brothers, triple free, 428 on the hill. Okay. I'm listening. I didn't even hear him. I appreciate you, Dave. 048, that's what it's about. Helping making keep radio great again, and we appreciate that. I put it in a book. That was number 30, right?
31, yeah, because Keith, I understood he's in his mobile, so he might not be hearing, because he's using a mobile antenna.
Man, well, heck, I didn't even hear it. That was number 30, or was that number 31?
31.
Okay. Well, let me do a shout out then, and see if we got some more check-ins out there. This is American Radio, Northwest Indiana, 34. We're conducting tonight's check-in with American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in with us, please check in now. Did you hear anybody, or anybody hear anybody?
So keep going.
All right, we'll move right along. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, 34th, Lake Station, Indiana. We're conducting tonight's check-in with American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group, October 25th, 2024. Where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in with us, please check in now. He said 583. 518, checking in. Southern California, all right, your number 32, 518, California. Thank you for checking in. QSL 518, California. We appreciate you checking in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana Group, where you don't have to be a member to check in. Every Friday night at 7 o'clock, we do our check-ins. We are on Facebook, American Radio of Northwest Indiana, if you'd like to check us out, where you become a member if you'd like. Answer 3 questions and agree to our rules, and we'll get you in the door. We also do a live Facebook feed, or YouTube rather. Can you hear yourself? Here's the group doing their check-in.
Every word you said sounded real good. 5827 California State Pickup on that one. That's New Jersey. Sounds great. And we'll look into it. 10-4.
10-4. All right, thank you, sir. We're going to move right along. We got about 7 more minutes of the live stream there. So once again, we appreciate you. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, 34, aka the Potato Peeler, right here in Lake Station, Indiana. I'm conducting tonight's check-in, October 25th, 2024, with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in, please check in now.
Good evening, everybody. Triple up, checking in.
All right, Triple One, I put it in the book. You're number 33. Anybody hear anybody else?
Yeah, there was a couple in there, but I couldn't pull them out of there.
All right, anybody like to check in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, please check in now. What do you say, 428 Saskatchewan? Yeah, 428 Saskatchewan. Yeah, 428 Saskatchewan, Dave.
I got him.
All right, your number is 34, 428. All right, we got to keep it moving. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, 34. We're conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in with us, please check in now.
912, trying to check in.
Okay, 912, where you at?
We're over in LaPorte, Indiana.
All right, 912 LaPorte, Indiana. We appreciate you checking in with us with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where we do our check-ins every Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, real good. I just found out about this and wanted to check in. I haven't been able to make it on a Friday, but I finally got in here and wanted to check in.
Okay. Well, we're on Facebook as well. You can check in on Facebook if you can't make it on a Friday night check-in. We check in every Friday night at 7 o'clock here on 37 Lower Side. We're also on Facebook. Put in American Radio of Northwest Indiana, and it'll bring you to our site. You can check us out. If you'd like to become a member, all you got to do is answer 3 simple questions and agree to our rules, and one of the 3 administrators will get you in. We also stream live on YouTube. We're streaming right now. Punch in American Radio of Northwest Indiana on YouTube. Come and hear your radio. Come and hear us and the guys there, Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, great to meet you there. Here's Gary. So let's meet you on YouTube.
Okay, Gary, we got you in the book, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you and maybe coming in and checking us out. I'm one of the administrators, so pleasure meeting you out there, no doubt about it. All right, Gary, we got to keep it moving. I got a couple of minutes left. I'm going to try to get some more check-ins here before we quit live streaming. This is American Radio of Northwest Indiana, 34. We're conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio of Northwest Indiana group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local or long distance. Anybody out there in radio land like to check in, please check in now. Did I miss anybody? All right, so where are we at, Dave? We're on 36?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to do another shout out for this check-in. We definitely wrapped it up on the rig too, which I participate on that, no doubt. Maybe we can pick it back up next week, or we can do it after tonight's live streaming. But this is American Radio, Northwest Indiana 34, a.k.a. the Potato Peeler. I'm conducting tonight's check-in October 25th, 2024 for the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group, where you don't have to be a member to check in, both local and long distance. Anybody like to check in, please check in now.
781 Northwest Indiana, Valparaiso.
781, Sean, good to hear you out here, my friend. You're number 36.
Roger that, roger that.
And thank you, Sean.
No worries at all.
All right, anybody else like to check in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group? Please check in now. Okay, I guess that's it for tonight's check-in. I'll go ahead and start the close out. This is American Radio Northwest Indiana 34. I was conducting tonight's check-in with the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group. I just want to let everybody know a big thank you to you guys out there for all those who participated and those who didn't, that just likes to listen and sit on the sidelines. I appreciate each and every one of you guys out there and making the American Radio Northwest Indiana Group possible. It's definitely an achievement. I believe we got over 100 members now. Real good group of guys. I definitely enjoy doing the rag chewing with you guys and listening to many different topics. Definitely, we were told about 150 Bob Valparaiso, American Radio. His son, he's been through a couple different surgeries. I tell you, and then he had some teeth pulled, and oh boy, he's been through a lot. And we got to keep those prayers going to all our prayer warriors out there, both to the son and to the family. It's a lot mentally, financially, everything. Real good family. It's real sad to see that happen to him. It's an infection. I'm still dealing with an infection myself. I went through a similar situation, but his son dealt with it through in his neck, and where mine was in the big toe. And so, an infection's an infection. Boy, there's serious nothing to sneeze about, that's for sure. Also, I want to give the prayers out there to the people in Florida. On a daily basis, I talk into Florida and the Carolinas almost every day to every other day, and it's still really devastating out there. You're hearing all these guys getting ready, that's retired, packing up and getting ready to move in the next 6 months to 8 months, moving to the same state where their kids are, and they moved away to get away from their kids for peace and quiet, but they're getting out of there, they're tired of it, If it ain't the storms, it's the insurance. If it, at that age, you shouldn't have to rebuild your life. You should be able to enjoy it. But I want to say thanks to all. A special thanks to the 048 Dave over there in Portage, one of our administrators, for everything you do, Dave. You do a heck of a job on Facebook, the YouTube Live, the answering many questions out there and giving out that honest answer. I want to thank you very much for that. And you too, 300. Ron Carver, Keith, thank you for everything you do. We appreciate having you as our group technician, as well as a psychiatrist on my part. Thanks for taking the time out, listening and answering the many different questions that are out here that are there. Like I said, I've learned the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. So thank you, 048 Dave Portage and 300 Keith and Vern Carver there for helping putting together this group and making it possible. And thank you to all the members and the non-members out there.
34, our founder. You're the one who brought it all together, so you're the one that deserves all the thanks there. Doing a great job there. You're correct. We're coming up on 100 members, and that just shows you that over the past, 3 months or so, that, the channel is starting to boom, and people are interested, and, I think that we're hearing a lot less garbage out there, and a lot more people just having fun and talking and, using the proper etiquette, and, it's really great. So, I want to say 73s to everybody out there. We thank you all for joining in, listening. If you're not joining in, everybody's welcome, and it's been a good time. So, you all take care, and wish you the best, and I'll turn it over to 048 Dave. Thank you both. Thanks again, 300.
Well, thank you, 300, and thank you, 34. And it's great working with you guys. And I just want to close by saying we also want to keep in our prayers 155. I put him down as a check-in tonight in Portage. He's going in surgery Tuesday. So keep him in your prayers. And the best way you could help out the people, of course, with prayers, and if Southern Florida, if you really want to help those people out, if you've got relatives or anything out there, there's a Samaritan's Purse. You could get on there. It was by Billy Graham's son that runs it, and they really have been helping those people rebuild. So that's something, that's an option you can do. So with that, I just want to say, and also keep 150 and his family in your prayers for his son's surgery, that it be successful through the grace of God. So with that, so say 73s, and God bless, and we'll see you next week for a brand new show. 048, we're clear.
He's out of surgery, but he ain't conscious yet.
373, everybody have a really good evening. 781 will be signing off.
All right, 781, Sean, thanks for being with us here tonight. No doubt about it. 34 Lake Station on the site. All right, thank you, Bob. So he did make